Man, a lot of people come up with a lot of theories, but I'm gonna tell you one of mine. But mine is gonna make more sense. Like, I think Tupac wouldn't have got crushed in today's rap, like T-Pain said. But what I do think, and I do agree on, what T-Pain saying is that the dudes nowadays are more versatile and they talk about different subjects. So Tupac music probably wouldn't have a place in today's rap. But I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what I think about the whole subject, man. But first, y'all need to hit that post notification bell button so you always be in the loop every time I drop a new video. Today we finna talk about that boy Machiavelli. Well, Tupac, to me, I think he would have been one of the executives. I think he'd be bossed up. I think he'd be in the position where Jay-Z is right now if he'd have been still living. But I think him and Suge Knight would have broke up, and that breakup would have been worse than the one that Suge Knight and Dr. Dre had. And I believe Snoop and Tupac would have got together, and they would be together right now. I believe they would have saw each other, and then they would agree to get back together, and they would have stopped their little feud. I believe DJ Quick would have been working with Tupac and all the Bay Area cats, you know what I mean? Because Tupac, he was with uniting everybody, you know what I mean? He was a real one. So I think he probably would have tried to come up with his own distribution company. Well, Jay Prince and Jaru and all these niggas fell off at. I believe he would have been able to structure a deal to where he was going to be able to do it with his profits. And I believe he would have owned all the masters, like Michael Jackson, Elvis. I believe he would have had all their masters because he was really getting money. You know what I mean? He was a cash cow. And, you know, T-Pain, he can speak on that because he know how it is to be a cash cow. A lot of niggas in this industry never made it to that certain status to where they was just a straight cash cow. There's only like 5 or 10 artists in the history, but only 5 I can think of in the rap business that's actually cash cows. You know what I mean? And T-Pain one of them. Lil Wayne one of them. Nelly one of them. 50 Cent was one of them. You know what I mean? These guys make a lot of money, not including Eminem. You know what I mean? So they know how it feels to have that real cash flow coming in to be able to do anything that you want. You know, but Tupac was more smarter. He was a soldier. You know what I mean? He had enemies and he was going after their head, but he was picking hand-picked niggas out of every state. You know what I mean? And if you was real, he was gonna come back and fuck with you. You know what I mean? And a lot of beefs and shit happened along the way, but every soldier's not gonna win every battle. And you know, he went to Palm Beach, and it's all allegedly. He got into some stuff out there, and he had to duck and hide up under a car because people was finna jump him. You heard that happen to him off in the Bay Area, off in Cali. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't know about that incident that happened in Arkansas, in Pine Bluffs, over there in Little Rock area, where Tupac was doing a show, and you know, he was on a mic, and basically he incited a riot, and somebody started shooting in the club, and the female got partially paralyzed, and she got hurt real bad. And you know what I mean, she was on the news and they were suing, and then the club settled out for $500,000. And you know, Tupac got sued for $16 million, and his estate paid for it, settled out after Tupac died. And you know what I mean, it was just crazy because, you know, Tupac was one controversial rapper. He had a lot of lawsuits and a lot of different type of enemies coming for him, and he was one of the realest, you know what I mean? It was a lot of niggas that faked like they was Tupac. So you wouldn't even never heard of none of them artificial Tupac niggas because they would have had to come with different styles or Tupac was going to come at them. You couldn't come in the game back then and be somebody else and steal somebody else's style. That happened after Tupac was dead. You know what I mean? And, you know, Master P talking about he was going to sign Tupac. He probably would have been able to sign Tupac. They probably would have had a fight or something, and Master P probably would have won in the beef. Like when Kanye West had a beef with 50 Cent and 50 Cent lost. It could have been some type of battle where somebody did come and battle against Tupac and beat him. But you know what I mean, Tupac was still gonna be one of the best and one of the greatest, you know what I mean? But every time and every situation, they always got somebody gonna come out better and greater. It don't matter how good you is. They gonna find somebody that can beat you and try to top what you did. But you know, Tupac was one of the greatest. They just opened up a restaurant in LA for him, you know what I mean? But I'm just talking about Tupac because his daddy supposed to be getting out of prison supposedly because he got cancer, and they say he got 6 months to live. But I don't know if he getting out. But yeah, we just reminiscing on that boy Tupac, man. I gotta go, man. Peace. I'm out.